Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Weston Racing. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing Series 39 of the Spin Master Monster Jam Mainline. How many months has it been since we have reviewed a mainline case of Spin Master trucks? I know some people were wanting me to get back to the mainline, and I wanted to really bad, but I didn't because of one specific reason. This was the final case of trucks of 2024 that I needed to complete, and I was missing one truck from this set. That being Ghost Calavera, the chase piece. Probably the hardest to find chase piece of 2024. This truck evaded me for a year straight, year plus. I was never able to find it in stores. I was never able to find it in general. And now, almost 1 year after I originally found this case of trucks and found every single one of the trucks that we're going to review today, minus Calavera, we are finally reviewing this case of trucks. This has been a long time coming. It almost feels like I've ended an era in a lot of ways because for those of you who don't know, I now own every single 2024 Spin Master Monster Jam mainline truck. I own every single one of them. This is the first time I have ever completed a full poster for any monster truck brand. You do not know. I mean, I'm sure most of you know, but for me, this is a feeling that I never thought I'd get to experience. It is such a weird feeling. And to imagine that as it sits right now as I'm recording this video, Trainer Truck Gravedigger is the only truck I need to complete 2025. It's the Calavera all over again. I swear if it takes me another year to find that truck, I'm going to be so mad. But yeah, literally, Calavera was the only thing standing between me and making this video and starting the 2025 mainline and reviewing those trucks. And just like that, the wait is over. It has been so long. You don't know how badly I've been missing this, but it is time. We are finally back to review some mainline trucks. And like I said, we're closing out 2024. This was the final case of 2024. And what's weird is on the back, as you can see, there are only 7 trucks in this case. Now, the theory is, from what I've heard, the first truck that was removed from this case was the Legacy Trucks El Toro Loco. That truck was removed from this case and placed in a Series 40 of the 2025 mainline. That's the new El Toro Loco, the one that has the new body. Right here. This is the El Toro Loco that was removed from the set, the one that has the new style body. So this guy was removed from Series 39 and pushed to Series 40. So that was the first change that was made. And then there's still another truck that is not accounted for. The theory is that the final truck that wasn't accounted for was Uproar. There is no proof of this, but the reason why that is theorized is because it is believed that in the case of trucks before this, we were supposed to get Terminal Velocity instead of Black Pearl. I don't believe that to be true, because the other theory as to why we got Black Pearl being that Cole Vennard was actually going to run that IRL and Spin Master jumped the gun and made a diecast of it, even though that wasn't confirmed if he was doing that. That sounds way more believable. But yeah, the theory is that we were going to get Terminal Velocity and Uproar and both of them got canceled. I don't know. Like I said, there is zero proof of either of those statements, so who knows? Without further ado, though, we're going to go ahead and get into this. And speaking of independent pickup trucks, we're going to go ahead and start with that guy dead center. Like usual, for those of you who don't follow my videos, we always go in order of the back of the package for the chase piece truck. And the first truck, according to the back of the package, Bad News Travels Fast, for the Arena Favorites. Really dark blue on the back of the package here. So yeah, Arena Favorites, Bad News Travels Fast is going to be starting us off. And by the way, thinking back to the poster reveal and everything, I remember when they announced this truck, I was shocked. I was like, really? We're getting a new Bad News Travels Fast? I didn't expect that to happen. But yeah, it's the 25th anniversary Bad News Travels Fast. And I'm about to rip her open. I have not done this in so long. Here we go. I'm going to try not to cry, but it's been so long. Spin Master, what glue are you using to close these packages? Oh my God. I swear, you know what they did? You know what they did? I'm actually convinced of this. This is what they did. They waited for Monster Jam OCD to announce that he was leaving, And then the moment they did that, they were like, okay, now the trick that he uses to open the package, we're going to make it to where that doesn't work anymore. So that way anybody who tries to copy him will just be unsuccessful. I'm convinced. Okay, let me have my moment here to believe that I'm right about something. Because for those of you who don't know, that's the method that OCD used in his videos. He would squeeze the package and then pull. And like I said, it worked perfectly. And then about halfway through 2024, it's like they changed the glue that they were using on the package, and all of a sudden that just didn't work anymore. Here's Bad News Travels Fast, the logo there. Let me have my schizophrenic rant here, and then we'll get right into it. Here we go, guys. This has been so long since I've done this. Bad News Travels Fast. This truck looks good. I really do like it. I don't know if the truck canonically, if the truck IRL has red rims, but I do think that is interesting. I don't know if I like the look of it, though. I will say the red rims do look a little weird with the baby blue body. But the truck itself looks pretty solid. Bad News Travels Fast. Monster Jam. Got the really cool looking guy on the side here. I never found the black version of Bad News Travels Fast, so this is technically my first Spin Master one. And like I said, I like it a lot. I really do think body-wise they did a good job with this truck. It's very nice. I would love to get another one of these and do a custom. I think that'd be sick, because I've started doing customs. I'm trying to make realistic versions of the trucks, like a real legacy truck version of it with all the painting on the chassis and stuff. I'd love to do this truck. I think it'd look great. And then on the hood, you got Bad News 25th anniversary. On the roof, you got delivering bad news for 25 years. So this came out in 2024. That means this truck has been around since 1999, roughly. I did not realize that Bad News Travels Fast was as old as this. What does that say? 25th anniversary tour. You lose to Bad News. That's awesome. We got the flames on the back there. I do find it really funny that the Brian Z. Patton logo is nowhere to be found on this truck. I figured they would have put it on here somewhere, at least because it was on the negative spacebar the first time around. But I heard they had to pay to put it there the first time around. So I don't know. I do find it really weird it wasn't brought back for this release. But there you go, everybody. That's our first truck of the video. Very good start to the video, by the way. Bad News Travels Fast. This is a clean truck. Very clean truck. Alrighty, our next one here is a truck I was a bit disappointed about, because I kind of figured they were going to try something different with it. But either way, here it is. Next up, we have Retro Rebels Grandma Gravedigger. I got to give credit where credit is due to Spin Master. The fact that they did both the actual Grandma Gravedigger as well as the Encore Grandma Gravedigger in diecast form, that is admirable. Hot Wheels didn't do that, and I think that's pretty sick. So let's go ahead and rip this open. I do love... Okay, this one's going to open. Huh, weird. I got to say, I do love the fact that they actually have done blue panel and Grandma Gravedigger in this style, this retro style. It looks so good. Such a killer job. Here's what I will say, though. Attention to detail is a bit missing on this one because the logo does not match on the package. Wanted to point that out, because I think I'm like the only person in history that actually cares about that, but whatever. So here's the Grandma Gravedigger. Very pretty truck. I've always been a fan of Grandma Gravedigger. It is unironically one of my favorite Gravedigger designs ever. Both the Encore and the OG. I just love the retro look of it. It's so good. So we've got a black body with a gray leafer chassis here. I think it's a leafer. Yeah, leafer. Willmans is the front engine. I don't know why I get them confused as often as I do. Leafer chassis. Black tires with the small hub green rims. Notice how they took the words flotation off the tires. I wonder why they did that. I wonder if like Firestone threatened to sue them or something over that, because that was what the word flotation meant. It actually was meant to be a stand-in for the word Firestone, and I wonder if they caught wind of that, and I don't know. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but maybe. And tinted window insert on the side panel. Look at that spooky. Look at how good that looks. That airbrush spooky design with the Gravedigger. You got the black zoomies, Monster Jam with the step up here, the old haunted house. God, I love it. I do wish Monster Jam would let Spin Master use the old logo, or I wish Spin Master would just use the old logo. I think on some of these trucks, the old Monster Jam logo being included on the truck would be such a perfect detail. There's that side. On the front here, you got the bully bar, which I don't know. I've always like the leafer chassis having this bully bar on the front kind of looks weird in my opinion. Even with the trucks that it's meant for, it still kind of looks a little weird. Love that front end, that milk truck front end there, the Ford F100 van. You got the stripe going down the front, the flames. Love the flames. And then on the back, you got the Reaper, Spin Master, Monster Jam. Again, if they would have that retro Monster Jam logo, even if they put a retro Spin Master logo too, that would be really sick. Tail lights, the whole done up spooky back end. Very awesome truck. Do you know, okay, I'm kind of getting a little nostalgic here for the early days of Spin Master. Do you remember how cool it was that Monster Jam back in 2019, roughly, that they were just like, man, you know, we're going to go in and not only are we going to outdo Hot Wheels in the sense that we're not only going to paint the headlights on Gravedigger, we're going to take the flames and put them in the crevice right here. And not only that, we're going to paint around the headlights, dude. We're going to do the most accurate Gravedigger hood that a die cast has ever seen. And then not only did they do that, but in the same year, they were like, and we're going to make an actually legit die cast Grandma Gravedigger, not the Encore one. And they gave us a truck like this in that 5-pack. I tell you what, man, I wish I could go back to 2019 and just like, I wish I wasn't so new to the hobby back in 2019, because I bet some of the stuff Spin Master was doing would unironically make me pass out. Like, they were cooking so hard in the early days. And they sometimes now they still cook. Next up, we have Overcharged Max D. Now, if you don't remember the Overcharged series, because it's been forever since I've reviewed one, the Overcharged series was meant to be a Spin Master series that was meant to be a takeover of the Hyperfuel trucks. It was supposed to be the next evolution of the Hyperfuel trucks, where all the trucks were supposed to be one solid color. But the theme this time around is that they were supposed to be electric. So basically, for those of you who don't know what that means, if you looked at like Gravedigger and Max D, they were supposed to be electric. Like this one's electric orange. Instead of being an orange Max D, it's electric orange, which is why it's so bright. And the Gravedigger was electric green. And the rest of the trucks were electric yellow, which from what I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, from what I heard, all of the Overcharged trucks were supposed to be like Gravedigger and Max D, where they were supposed to have a unique color. And then apparently during the design process, they just gave up with that and made them all yellow. Which is weird, because that means that Gravedigger and Max D are not the trucks that stand out. They're actually the ones that fit in, which is backwards to what we originally assumed. Very confusing. The Overcharged series, out of the two new series in 2024, the Overcharged series was my least favorite. I thought this series sucked. Because like I said, the Max D and the Gravedigger don't fit in, but are also simultaneously the best two trucks in the series. So it's almost kind of a good thing they didn't fit in. I don't know. This is ample opportunity for you guys to tell me what you think in the live chat, because I'm probably watching this with you right now. Also, I would like to point out that they actually made Maximum Destruction's logo match the truck, but they didn't do that on Grandma Gravedigger. All right, here we go. This is the Overcharged Max D. I will say there are a couple things about this truck that I don't like. The pink chassis is a fantastic start. Why is the chassis pink? I think they should have done a black chassis. I get that the whole thing with the Overcharged trucks was that if you look at all of them, all the way that they're all set up, they're all body color, roll cage, body color tires, black rims, and then extra color chassis. So whatever the extra color is here. However, on Max D, where's the pink? In the mouth, I guess? Like, I don't know. I feel like this should have been like red, like a bright red for the chassis. I feel like would have been way more fitting. I don't know. Either way, the body alone on this, I would say, is pretty solid. Once you ignore the chassis, the body on this is actually kind of cool. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I don't know what's with all the black patches. That's kind of strange. But Max D, the Max D in the Overcharged series, nowhere near my favorite. Gravedigger is easily my favorite. I would confidently say this is my second favorite. Third, hot take, Overcharged Avenger is the second best truck in the series, right up there with Gravedigger. I actually think Overcharged Avenger is pretty sick. But yeah, this is the Overcharged Max D, and we got to do the test because every single Overcharged truck, I think, so far has glowed under black light. Oh my God, this might have just bumped its way up to second place. Holy crap, that is awesome. Oh my God. Spin Master. You sly dogs, why didn't you advertise this on the package? Now I feel like an idiot for saying this. This didn't deserve second place. Now I'm going to have to see Avenger all over again to see if it's as good. Which I plan on doing. I am going to do a video where we're going to look at all of the 2024 trucks at the same time. And then we're going to rank each individual series, trucks from worst to best. And then we're going to look at the whole main line and rank the 10 worst and the 10 best. That's what I decided I'm going to do. So keep an eye out for that video. It's going to be a long one, but it'll be worth it. I gotta grab a prop for this one. Here's our next truck. Our next truck for the alternate dimensions is Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey. So for those of you who don't know, Feld Entertainment, the company that owns Monster Jam, also owns the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. So they decided to do a collaboration. Do you guys remember when this truck was first revealed and we all were like, this is your circus truck? This thing's hideous. This is the dumbest thing ever. And it was like, oh my God, I cannot believe that for a collaboration with the circus, you managed to make one of the ugliest looking trucks in existence. I don't think Spinmaster could possibly make an uglier truck than Ringling. How in the world, with a partnership like the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, did you make a truck this ugly? If I could have seen the future, I would have apologized profusely for saying that this sucked originally. If we would have known that this was going to become a thing, that this was going to become real, I think all of us would have changed our opinions on this truck. I'm not going to lie, but that's just my thoughts. Anyways, with that being said, here it is. This is Ringling right here for the Alternate Dimensions. The Alternate Dimensions series being trucks that have a tie or are affiliated with something outside of stereotypical Monster Jam. You know what I mean? So like the Ringling Brothers Circus, Rainbow Blast was designed by the daughter of someone who works at Spinmaster. Thunderbus is an homage to one of the designers. Ringling Bros, Barnum and Bailey. What is the other one? Fastrovan, one of the main designers, is a huge fan of the A-Team, and Fastrovan is meant to be the A-Team van. So yeah, this is Ringling right here. Not a chase piece. For some reason, Spinmaster was like, let's make this entire casting for a chase piece series, and then they're like, hey, wait a minute. We didn't make our money back on this casting. We're going to have to start using it more often. And then we got this. I will say, though, like I said, that new turkey Thanksgiving mash and bash, aside from the name on that Superstore truck, probably my favorite food truck they've done. It's actually pretty solid. So here it goes. Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. Got fun written on the side. What color is the body? So we got a blue body, a cotton candy blue roll cage, a yellow chassis, black tires with red rims in the back and blue rims in the front. I will say I love the two different color rims. I wish fantasy trucks did that more often. I think it's actually pretty neat when they do that. Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, fun. You got a little ball here. Wonder swirling around here. And then on this side, you got real fun. Monster Jam, you got the gas cap there. The door hinge. Wonder written on the side there. They painted up the full grille and headlights to be yellow, which is kind of interesting. And then on the top, you got Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, the greatest show on earth. Which I'm now realizing why Monster Jam is called the greatest show on dirt, because Feld owns Ringling and Monster Jam, and they have almost a similar catchphrase. That's kind of ridiculous. Real fun with the ball on the back there, on the doors, which looks pretty cool. You got all the tail lights and stuff. And then probably the thing that you're all wondering is what's under the reader board. Okay, not what I was expecting, I can tell you that. Let's see what we got under here. So you got clowns, maybe is what that says. I find it weird it's cuts off there. I don't know what crowns, probably like tiaras. Ringling balls. I think those are Bailey Circuit plushies right there. Either that or they're unicorn plushies. You got rings, the Ringling logo, popcorn, show mugs, pop fluff. Cool. And yeah, all that on the inside there. So very interesting. I kind of wish they would have done it like an actual menu board. I think that would have looked a lot better. But I do like kind of what they did there. That is neat. So yeah, like I said earlier, if I would have known that Bailey Circuit was coming, I would have treated this truck a lot nicer, because in reality, it's not that bad. Would I say it's good? No. Would I say it's bad? No. It's mid. This is the definition of mid, in my opinion. So yeah, there's Ringling right there. And of course, the truck is too tall to fit on my shelf. That's fantastic. Okay, next up is actually a really fascinating one. And this is going to have a huge talking point in my 2024 full mainline review. Next up, we have Arena Favorites, Son of a Digger. I love Son of a Digger. It is one of my favorite trucks in Monster Jam. I've always been a Son of a Digger fan. I love this truck. It's like, it is, I've always said it, everything that I wish Gravedigger had, Son of a Digger has. It has a different body design. It's a Willys instead of a milk truck, which I think is cool. Wait, really cool. I love, instead of a graveyard, it's a wrecking yard, which looks super cool. Instead of the gravestones, it's got the individual trucks. It's so good. Now, this one's actually really interesting because this is technically the throwback or classic Son of a Digger as opposed to the modern one. Here's why. Here's the logo right here. Now, you probably don't know, if you don't pay attention too closely, you probably never noticed this, but Son of a Digger had a change a while back where the Avenger hood on the side of the truck was replaced with Megalodon body parts. To this day, I don't know why they did that, because that was the only truck that they changed. Captain's Curse is still here, Blue Thunder is still here, but having a singular piece of an independent truck was considered wrong in the eyes of Feld for some reason. Like I said, to this day, I have no clue why they did that. It makes no sense. But look at how clear the graphics are. You don't get that on modern day Son of a Diggers because they absolutely refuse to make the graphics look clear. And like I said, that actually is one of the main talking points that I want to talk about here. Modern day Son of a Digger with Spin Master has dark graphics. The graphics are insanely dark on the side of the truck for some reason. And I don't know why they did that. They made that change and it never made any sense to me. So yeah, the truck is really dark. It doesn't look anywhere near as good as it used to. Son of a Digger diecast really did fall down the hill. Once they decided that instead of making versions like this, they decided to just start making the crappiest Son of a Digger releases ever. In my opinion, this is one of the very few good releases of Son of a Digger that Spin Master has done. And it's a very well put together version too. And thankfully it's the Avenger version. We actually get a version of the truck that looks good with the Avenger name on it. That's great. So yeah, there's Son of a Digger. Like I said, probably one of my favorite releases of Son of a Digger. The silver chassis really helps. I mean, like, even though that is not at all realistic, it really does make the truck pop a lot more, and I like that. Okay, we got 2 more trucks to go. We're almost at 25 minutes here, so this one's gonna be really quick here. Next up, we have for the Street Treats series, the conclusion to one of the best series that Spin Master has ever done, in my opinion. We have Sparkle Smash, and what a lame conclusion. The Street Treats collection was supposed to be candy-themed Monster Jam trucks. We got the Candyland Gravedigger, which is, in my opinion, still to this day, one of the coolest Gravedigger variants we have ever gotten. The design team went so hard on that. Just crazy work. We got the Swedish Fish Megalodon, which was super cool. We got the Sour Patch Kid El Toro Loco, which again is probably my favorite of the series. And then for Sparkle Smash, we got translucent tires. And that's it. So in case you're curious, what is that a dead spider? That is a dead spider. Look at that. There's a dead spider stuck to my Sparkle Smash. Sorry, sir, no free rides. Get the heck out of here. You're on a no-fly list, buddy. Get out of here. He's stuck to my finger. He won't get off my finger. Help, send help. Yeah, in case you're curious what the candy of choice is for Sparkle Smash, there isn't one. For some reason, instead of giving us another candy-themed truck, they just decided that Sparkle Smash by itself was good enough for the final candy truck, which I'm calling BS on, because no, it's not. And the thing is here is with the chassis setup that they were doing, it almost seems like they were planning on doing another candy-themed truck, but they just didn't get the body out in time. And my theory is, anyways, and I'm probably wrong, but my theory is you guys know the world final Sparkle Smash design, the glittered out Sparkle Smash? My theory is that was actually going to be the body for this. They were going to do a gummy worm style Sparkle Smash, and they never got around to it. I would also like to point out that this is the only Street Treats truck that does not have a plastic body and metal chassis. The only one. So yeah, this was a very lackluster release. And like I said, for a series that was doing so good, the first 3 releases of Street Treats were so good, and then they ended with this. It was very depressing. A very depressing conclusion to an absolutely incredible series. And then with Overcharge, it was the other way around. It was an incredibly depressing series that had 2 really good releases right at the end. But yeah, that is the Sparkle Smash right there. Like I said, I am still depressed about that truck. Because like I said, according to Monster Jam OCD and a couple other sources, that is not what that truck was supposed to look like. They had an idea and then they just threw it out last second and decided to just give us a normal Sparkle Smash, which I just think is so lazy. Here we go, guys. One final truck. This is it. This is the final truck that I need to review for 2024, and then I've done them all. Your chase piece truck for the set is the Ghost Crew Calavera. When I heard that they were doing a chase piece Calavera, that got me so excited because Calavera is already a custom concept truck that I absolutely adore. Like, if they made this into a real truck, I would not be complaining at all. I love Calavera. So when I heard that they were doing it as a chase piece, I got very, very excited. And then when I heard it was going to be a translucent chase piece, I got even more excited. And it made me so happy when I finally got this truck in person, which I got to give a huge shout out to Diecast Mama 05 over on Whatnot. She was the one that I worked with to get this truck for a very good price, and that makes me very happy to finally have this truck. Thank you so much if you're watching. To finally get this truck in person and just, to open up the box and pull it out and just be like, wow, this is way cooler than I thought it was going to look. Like, I saw pictures of this truck. It doesn't do it justice. This truck looks beautiful in person. I cannot use words to describe how good this looks. So yeah, this is the Ghost Crew Calavera. You got a translucent pink body, translucent roll cage, a magenta chassis, metal chassis by the way, translucent tires, and pink rims with a tinted window insert. And it's so good. My only complaint is I kind of wish the body was a darker shade of pink. But I will say, I gotta reprimand this truck a little bit. Because much like Megalodon and Dragon, this truck's entire body is covered with decals. How are you supposed to see the translucent body if the whole truck is covered in decals? Kind of defeats the purpose, does it not? So I will say the only thing that saves this truck is the fact that it's Calavera and the fact that it's just more interesting than Dragon and Megalodon. So in the grand scheme of things, when I go to tier list or when I go to rank the Ghost Crew trucks, I have a feeling this one's going to probably be a controversial take because I'll probably put this one in the top 3, even though I can guarantee people might disagree with me on that. But with that being said, everybody, that is my review, my final review of the 2024 Monster Jam Mainline. We have done it. I have reviewed them all. I caught them all. I caught every single Pokemon. Yeah, pretty interesting set to end the year, honestly. Like, it was so weird to me that this was going to be, I guess, the quote-unquote Black Friday set. Because it is a very weird set of trucks. Like, it is very atypical from a standard set of Spin Master trucks. But, yeah, I would say that this set honestly has one. I'd say the Sparkle Smash is probably the only truck in this set that I would say is bad. As for mid, I would say Ringling, Grandma Gravedigger probably fall into the mid category, maybe Max D. But easily my favorite trucks of the set are Son of a Digger, the Bad News Travels Fast, and the Calavera. Those are easily the highlights of this set, in my opinion. They are very, very good releases of those trucks. But with that being said, everybody, that's it. We did it. We can finally move on to 2025. Not yet. We got some stuff. We got some speed bumps we got to hit before we get to 2025. But then we'll finally start reviewing. And the first set of trucks is going to be the set that's got Kaleidoscope Megalodon, the new El Toro Loco, the most upsetting release of Avenger that we have ever gotten in this entire toy line, Blue Velociraptor. Those are all coming up, man. I'm so excited. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next Diecast unboxing video. Thank you, and good night.